Now, we do this with all our guests all the time. Quick fire questions. Whatever comes to mind, give me your first answer. Okay.
What, like one word or?
Yeah, one word or just quick thoughts. Real quick fire. Okay. Renting or buying?
Buy if you can afford.
Buy if you can afford. Blank is going to win the NRL season this year, and hopefully no biased answer.
Probably Penrith.
Penrith, 3P. Wow. Okay. Blank will be the most in-demand occupation in the coming years.
AI specialist.
AI specialist, ChatGPT, all that.
AI expert. Anyone who's expert in AI in programming.
Okay. Now, blank is the best place to invest your money right now.
Real estate.
Real estate. Blank has been your favorite podcast or guest of all time.
John Kavanagh.
John Kavanagh, Conor McGregor's coach. Very wise. I follow him on Twitter. It's a great listen.
Mathematician, a university qualified mathematician and an engineer, university qualified engineer. Gave it up to become a jiu-jitsu coach or an MMA coach.
That's a good one. But going back to AI, just quickly, you say specialists as in people that are going to be able to optimize the AI platforms. But do you see AI replacing occupations over the coming years? And what do you think that's going to impact the economy?
I think over time, yes, particularly advertising, marketing, teachers, journalists, maybe lawyers. But what's interesting about this, I don't know if you guys use it much. I've used it quite a lot. So it needs to evolve a lot. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about when I say best job for the next 5 years will be someone who knows how to help AI evolve in a programming sense, in a better analytical sense. But what's really interesting about this is AI goes into internet, scrapes all the information today that's been put up on the internet by people. So research, let's say it's a scientific outcome.
Yep.
Put up all these scientific information out there. So all these scientists have done all these experiments and they put up a whole lot of stuff about whatever it is, something about the brain. ChatGPT goes in there, scrapes it all, and then puts it into a logical conclusion, a deduction, and might put it into an essay, might put it into one paragraph. Let's say you've got these things going on for the next 10 years. All they're doing is going around and scraping everything that's on the internet, and they are replacing people's work, original work. Then all AI is going to be doing is scraping each other's AIs. And all you're going to do is AI is going to be scraping another AI. And if it puts people out of work creating new concepts or making new deductions, then what's AI going to produce that's valuable? Probably nothing. So we've got to get AI to learn how to have original thoughts, not the scraping of everyone else's original thoughts, which is where it is at the moment.
Yeah.
They're scraping everyone else's original thoughts and putting it into a nice, logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when it's been doing that for 5 or 10 years and there are no more original thoughts?
Scary.
So it's just they're all just going to be copying each other.
Sounds like science about to take over.
So I wonder whether or not someone can work out how to give AI an original thought.
Well, there's already kind of a not market, but there's content being made around that. It's like how the best way to prompt a response from AI. So there's one thing, how you ask a question to AI is different to how I'm going to ask it. Now there's people who are saying this is the most optimal way to get the best answer out of it. So it's an interesting space, and I'm keen to see where it goes. Last one I'll leave you with, Mark, is you're not scared. Straight talk. You kind of, part of your appeal is you tell it how it is. There is instances in your content where you're not scared to shy away from political discussion. You know, more recently you've spoken about Australia Day and, you know, maybe Indigenous people having a voice to Parliament. I don't touch on that, but I'm also, do you see a future? You've got such experience across business and different domains. Do you see a future in politics for yourself? I'm sure you've been asked that before.
I'm not that interested in becoming a politician as such, because I think the model for politicians is quite boring. Mm-hmm. And also it's quite destructive. So, you know, you put yourself out there as a politician, the media are going to tear you apart.
Heavily scrutinised.
Yeah, too heavily scrutinised.
And the skeletons in the closet.
Everything, mate, like it'd be the worst outcome for me, especially. So I don't want to go down that track. And also, I couldn't see myself living in the mothership for 6 months a year. I mean, that's the dumbest old-fashioned system that I've ever seen. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
May as well just work from home nowadays.
Well, yeah, but they got to go down. They've got to sit in Parliament.
Yeah.
At a federal level, at least. I mean, maybe New South Wales, if you had to come Macquarie Street, that's not too bad. That's pretty cool. But like, if you want to do it at a level where you can actual change it. But that doesn't mean don't want to become political as such. So I like to influence change for the better.
Yep.
So over time, I think there will be synthetic platforms whereby you can influence change. In fact, I can imagine, just like we were talking about AI, I can imagine a form of artificial intelligence operating a parallel government system where people like you, particularly your generation,
Yep.
might be asked to vote in parallel on a particular topic. So let's take The Voice, for example. Can you imagine if I set up a program when The Voice went to Parliament for a vote, or when you went to the referendum, that I said, here's 5 questions about The Voice, and just answer it on a computer in your area, wherever you happen to live. You live in the Belmore area, whatever the local areas, I just get a computer to divide up the whole map. You guys can cast your vote. And if I gave you 5 different questions to what Albanese is going to give you, I wonder if I get a different outcome. And I can see political influence in that regard. And we've been talking about AI a lot, artificial intelligence. I can see quite a powerful platform being built by somebody, whoever the hell that's going to be, at some stage where there's a parallel government in play, but it's all online. It's digital. As we've got digital currencies, why can't we have a digital government?
That sounds interesting. And I'm sure with the rise of influencers and people like yourself getting into the content game, that's definitely going to happen down the line.
Save a lot of time and money.